Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm joined with the Barak and Miguda. I think Miguda has just left. Barak, how are you doing, sir?
Hi, Brother Ben. I'm doing well. And you?
Yeah, I'm okay. We are managing. We are not complaining. Labda jioni yako imekuwa vipi?
Jioni imekuwa poa.
Mm.
The day has been hectic, but we are also managing here.
Okay. Thank you so much. You know, Miguda is back. Miguda, how are you doing? I think he's still muted. So, Barak, I think you are somebody who have a bit of memory, especially when it comes to Disco Matanga, and especially Disco Matanga. And even if you listen to some of our old uh, wazees, if they talk to you, in Lowland, there's something that we should call the Nyatiadero. Yeah, that is how we call it. Laban, how are you doing? Yeah. So, and this is kind of like a cultural, because one of the main reasons for having this Komatanga in the days, one was to entertain, especially the mourners, as we still yet to bury or after burial, like to keep the home lively. And it was also a way of collecting revenue go towards assisting the bereaved, or to assist to assist with some expenses that might be incurred during the funeral arrangement. But I saw the CS was asking what is the connection between disco and matanga. So I was wondering about that. Like, did he had an opportunity to grow up in the village and enjoy some of this komatanga, the cultural way of doing entertainment?
Well, yeah, Disto Matanga, I think I did not really enjoy it, but I witnessed
Mm,
some of it.
yeah,
And in the village, I think it was one of the best moments for the young people, especially those who are in the adolescence stage.
yeah, yeah,
And to me, I think apart from entertaining and and the collection of funds to help the bereaved family
yeah.
was also an avenue for the young people to try their skills in terms of kutongoza. Because that is when now you found the cowards in the village,
Yeah.
they are gathering courage because of the darkness to approach
Mm.
the ladies, and you'll hear them bragging after that they, at least for the first time, they managed
Yeah.
to to put someone inside the box.
Mm.
So it was a good thing to give the young people the courage to try these other things, and that is why you see in other regions.
Yeah.
For example, when Matiang'i was the CS for, I don't know, for education or or for security, this
Yeah.
Matanga was banned in at some parts of Kilifi because they say that it was contributing
Yeah.
to teenage pregnancies. Yeah,
Mm.
because when they go there, they gather courage, and you find that they engage in activities that are
Yeah.
only reserved for adults, and
Yeah.
after that they find that wasichana wamevunjwa miguu,
Yeah.
and start running away because they don't want to be responsible. And the rate of also of the spread of the
Of it.
HIV also made it very very difficult for the young men to enjoy it. So that is my experience with it.
Yeah, and thank you so much. But like I understand, because like it shifted with generation, especially there's that generation that came with it, and all that you said, it is true. But now when I think back in the olden days, when I used to listen on how they used to do it, and let's say for instance, like when you maybe a son-in-law is coming to bereave with with the father-in-law who was just buried the other day. What will happen, the expectation of the people from the village, they will be expecting that the visitors will come with ladies, in that, and the visitors also hopefully are thinking that, okay, the indigenous or the people from the village they are visiting also will come, will also have ladies. And it used to happen this way. If they are visiting your home, you will all make sure that you prepare the ladies who are, brief them in advance that we are going to have people from such a location, they are coming to mourn with us, and we want you to be as clean as possible in your best behaviors. And that's how, like, sometimes the marriage was being initiated, and you would find, like, in Luo we call it Thomnyati Adero. So during those days, the two women would lie, and then somebody would just get out of their seat and go and pick one idiot to dance with, in the olden days. But with the new generation, it's kind of like really changed. But like, it is something that is of cultural. I don't know whether, Miguda, you've interacted or you've heard stories about the disco matanga day in the old days. Forget about the ones that we are having today.
Disco Matanga, I think I've read about them in these laws books whereby there women used to go for disco matanga, and men, young women and young men.
Yeah.
There they could dance and also they could propose. I think there are women who are being paraded, number one, number two, number three. So you dance according to the money you have. And I heard that those times, it was also that those times when you had a 5 bob,
Yeah.
5,
Kindly check
okay,
your mic.
it one, you dance per 1 bob. So if you have 5 bob,
Mhm.
no one will take away one from you or number. So I
Eh,
think it was good for the people that time, and so it was good for those people, all those people, because even I think it was restricted long time ago not to seduce girls. So it is
yeah.
that was happening for you to have one-on-one with a female friend. Maybe you can dance together. So I think for no fun. So maybe you could, but if you're dancing with her, you could maybe whistling some words in her ears. That on next week tomorrow at around this time, kindly avail yourself at the village square. I think it was one way of making connection with the community. So, but
Oh.
anyway, uh, I think in my community it was more of a cultural practice. I believe so, whereby when someone has passed away, so after the burial, people can come back to for this matanga, a way of, I think, sending spirits away. The
Yeah.
spirit should, so that the family could be comforted that there is life after death. That even people have died, but people can continue living in a form
Yeah.
whereby you can dance, you can eat, you can then find a woman there. So it was, death does not bring final to everything. That once someone has died, life must. So there is life after death. After death, and even when someone has died, people must continue living. People will not stop living because someone has died. I think it was one of the cultural aspect in the community where I'm coming from.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda, for that. And sometimes if you take your time and maybe if you're blessed to be having these old guys still living with us in our communities, take time and ask them the early days of their lives, how they used to operate, especially in everything. You will find that despite the lack of technology and the advancement that we are having right now in this generation, but they also have some areas that they really did better than us in terms of even the entertainment and even values and culturals and even discipline and respecting the leadership and all that. So sometimes if you take it's quite much interesting if you have time to have with them. And I was planning of doing a documentary, but like the only problem is as majority of them, that the majority of those that I know, they still right now they cannot speak well, but they still have, so translation and all that might take time, but they are usually very good stories to listen to. Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much also for joining us. Barak, yesterday we spoke at length, especially about the leadership of Nairobi. Especially, we discussed more about the Sakaja. We discussed about the political negotiation that took place and made his impeachment actually to be postponed for almost 60 days. And today there was a video that was trending online, especially that Sakaja was celebrating what has happened, especially the 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 stop or like the impeachment that was post for 60 days. He was celebrating that. And also I listened to one of the MCA who said that he was very arrogant. Actually, the only place that he was very disciplined when he was meeting the ODM MCAs, but like when he met especially the UDA or the Kenya Kwanza MCA, he was very arrogant to them. And the member of county assembly was saying this is because he knew very well that now he has the backing of ODM. He has the numbers on his side. Then that one cannot make him being impeached. So, and he was told to apologize. I hope he did so. And also we have this issue that is going online right now, especially talking about the CBD. We also talk about the security of the CBD. That is also something that now it is in the talk. If people are talking that you should leave CBD by around 7 p.m. at night, if you don't, then they will come for you. So the insecurity in the CBD has really gone up. So that are some of the things that we are going to look at. And also we want to discuss about the appointment of Mukhisa, Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi, as the spokesperson and the head of Secretariat to the United Opposition. Was it a good pick? And why did they just have to settle on Mukhisa Kituyi? And that is some of the we can weigh our thoughts on. And let me take this opportunity to welcome Barak Baby to comment on the celebration of Sakaja and also the insecurity that is now being witnessed in the city. Thank you, Barak.
Thank you, Ben. And let me extend my greetings to Laban Misiani and Brenda Obedi in the comment section, and all those who have joined us this evening. It is unfortunate that as Nairobians, we are witnessing the incidents that are going viral on social media about the CBD being taken over by gangs. The goons that you see walking and terrorizing Nairobians.
Yeah.
This is how normally states normally start collapsing, because if you look at Sudan, what is happening in Sudan right now,
Yeah.
it is the government who started hiring goons like this to try to protect their political interest, and these goons grew and grew, and now they become a militia, and right now they are a rebel group that is even posing a grievous danger to the state of Sudan. So, politicians, they are very short-sighted people. They are just seeing where they are right now, and they are seeing the remaining term, how they are going to survive. So they are going to use the money they are stealing from the public to hire the thugs within the society to protect their political interest. And I said here the other time that Sakaja learned this thing from Sonko, because Sonko was the master planner of using goons properly, and he will identify very strong-bodied young men within Eastlands, and he will hire them, and they will be all readily available to terrorize whoever was opposing him. And I think that is the strategy that Sakaja has taken. And Sakaja is now even taking it a notch higher, because it's like it's an army of its own, and they are readily available at his service. And I think this is something that should not be encouraged at all. And the Nairobians, if you voted for Sakaja and you are seeing how he's really conducting his business, I think you need to apologize to yourself, because you've really caused a lot of harm to this city than good. So, Sakaja, number one, he was accused of not having a genuine degree, and that his leadership style is a demonstration that he does not really have one,
Yeah.
because he does not behave like someone who spent 4 years in the university and ended up graduating with that, even if it's STEAM's university. we know that someone who has spent some time in the university sometimes they make decisions that are rational, and even they can relate with the realities on the ground. So Sakaja depended on the two principles to save him from impeachment that was so looming upon him. And there was no way he could have survived this impeachment apart
Yeah.
from if it's not for for Raila and Ruto for intervening. And he's going there to celebrate with these goons, telling them that was just the beginning. And remember, he has also some goons online who are trying to bully the MCS, especially the one that they believe that are behind the impeachment.
Impeachment.
And remember, it is the same Sakaja who was blamed when the member of county assembly from Kariobangi passed away, Kariobangi North, because
Yes.
he mentioned something about land grabbing and corruption. And after 1 or 2 days, he passed away mysteriously. And the few people, there were some disquiet, and people were murmuring about that Sakaja should explain why. How come this guy just accused you of corruption, and all of a sudden he's dead? But because of the nature of our politics, that just it just lied like that, and the guy was buried and nothing happened. So the money that Sakaja is using to employ these goods, even though it's on a part-time basis, uh, it's called they are employed on need basis.
Need
If they are
basic.
needed to come to the CBD to terrorize people, if they are needed to go and terrorize a member of parliament or MC county assembly, if they are needed to go and accompany the president and terrorize anybody that they believe should not be a part. So you find that we are it's a county government, or it's a government run by bandits. Yeah, and that's why you can more easily see criminal activities going on, and then security agencies are just keeping quiet. And Nairobi is the heart of Kenya. Yeah, even when these images goes viral and even the international community sees this, what is the perception that they are
Yeah.
getting about Nairobi? So I think it was a very dangerous mistake that we did when those who voted for Sakaja, because I did not vote for him, so
Yeah.
I don't feel anything, because I did not waste my vote on Sakaja so that he can come here and start behaving the way he's behaving. But I think Nairobi needs a total overhaul
Okay.
for us to restore sanity in Nairobi, because even his celebration is an insult on the faces of the MCS. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Sakaja feels like he's operating on a different level with the MCAs. He does not feel that he's accountable even to the people who elected him in Nairobi. He feels that he's accountable to Raila and Ruto, and that's an insult even to the people who elected him, because you cannot be spitting on the faces of people who elected you simply because there are two people somewhere who are ready to protect you at all cost.
Barak, how can it be an insult, especially if to say like what happened based on what we are seeing from the online? And today, I was even watching one of the FM stations, bigger FM station, and one of the panelists there was saying that there was that money that exchanged hands. If it reaches a point whereby you can purchase or be able to buy out, especially when issues are, or you want to be put on accountability, and you know that there's a place whereby I can pay for that and this can be stopped. What is stopping you from celebrating? Because you know very well that even if they bring it today, I will still have that capacity of buying it. If you know you have that cash to buy it, if everything that was being said in that forum is to go by.
Brother Ben, I don't know if you remember an athlete who was called Samuel Wanjiru.
Yeah, I know him very well.
You remember him, eh?
Yeah.
It is said that when he became all of a sudden he became a millionaire, he was living in somewhere in Nyahururu, I think in Nyahururu. He used to go to the club and he would pour alcohols of people who are sitting there and pay them. Even he goes to the market and he steps on tomatoes and says, "Mnataka pesa ngapi?" So sometimes when people abuse, people practice impunity, they feel some entitlement that they can do anything because they will get away with it.
Yeah.
They will use the resources that they have, and normally those resources are normally acquired in a way that is not appropriate, because you cannot misuse resources that you've worked hard for. You can only misuse resources that you have acquired illegally through illicit means, and that's why. And because even if you misuse them, you will still use the same means to
Yeah.
acquire more, and you will continue to misuse. So I say it is an insult in the faces of the MCS, because he's telling them that hata mukileta ingine pesa bado
Bado.
iko na wale wadozi bado wako. Are you getting the
Wako.
point?
Yeah, I do get.
Pesa iko. Yeah, so I will use the money na nitaongea na wadozi and they will just trim you down to your sizes. So it's like he's telling them, I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying it's an insult even in the faces of those MCS.
Okay, thank you so much. And not even to the faces of MCA, then I would extend it also to the people of Nairobi, because and if they feel like things are not working well, and if that negotiation has been brokered, and they say, okay, we are giving you 2 months, 60 days, and remember, they're talking of something that he has not done it for 3 years, which to me, in 60 days, I don't think it will be possible. Because like the 60 days was just to manage the expectation of the people to tell, okay, things have been done, but in real sense, you cannot, something that has defeated you for 3 years, I'm not seeing a possibility of you doing it in 60 days. That is next to impossibility. Think about of the garbage collection that everybody is talking about now, the insecurity issue that is people are talking about. And this insecurity, remember when the Gen Z were protesting, we saw quite a number of people working with the rungus, and some of them were working next to the security agency, and like it was just normal. When you want to score your political gains, but now maybe you are doing it to punish maybe the Gen Z who are protesting because of the death of Albert or the death of Karaoke, but knowing that, okay, you've defeated them, but now look at what now has been created, because you've given them the leeway, or you've given them the passage that, okay, this thing is possible, this town belongs to you. And what they're doing it in the broad daylight, and they're doing it to innocent citizens. And as you said earlier, this has it has gone on the internet, and now the global. When you look at the world where we are in, it is global. Everything that is happening in Nairobi will be known globally within a second. So how does it put Nairobi, and how does it also put the Kenya in the map in terms of security of the city that people love most? And Miguda, maybe what is your take, especially on Sakaja celebrating, and also his hostility and arrogancy, according to one of the MCA who was saying this to the party actually that elected him? But provided that now you have the backing of ODM, yeah, you have to be very arrogant to those. And remember, they are also MCA. But on this other side, you are very quiet, and you can be lectured and be lectured and lectured. There's nothing you can do. What does it tell you when you want to balance the two scenarios?
I just want to focus on one issue, the academics, because generally, even if you look when you are growing from primary, high school to campus or college, there's a way education generally will shape you, will tame you. You can come from the village, or you can come from the forest, whereby you are rude, you are arrogant. But the moment you pass through the process very well, and you are working on your academics, I think at the end of the day, after those 24 years, be it whatever years you have spent in school, my friend, let me tell you, you're gonna be shaped, whether you like it or you don't like it. There's how you're gonna operate in the society. There's how you're gonna interact with people, talk with people, respond, and many other things. There's a lot in education. Maybe some people might not know. So someone who is turning to be arrogant and celebrating that hawakuniweza, that's a clear indication that this person has a problem with the academics issues. But we are not saying that we have a problem with him not going to school, because that is everybody has not gone to school. But there's a reason why there was that profession that at least you have a degree holder for you to be a governor. because you are in dealing with the people. Some of them are also degree holders, some are not. So at least you need to be at that level, at least a degree holder. So you find out there are things even when you are young, like even when you are without getting much knowledge or without going to school, you could confront the police officers, you could confront the chief. There are things you could even fight the chief. But after going to school and learn that even assault alone is an
Yeah.
offense, so you
Yes.
calm down. Even in your house, issues like domestic violence, you know how to operate with your wife because you understand that the moment I pinch her nose or I pinch her ear, that alone is a domestic violence. And so, but if you find someone who has not been informed, just operating anyhow in the society.
Yes.
But if you go to school, it will tell you and you will be shaped. And you know there's a process to deal with those. And even look at him, shame on him. We have gone to a process whereby we have negotiated in a room,
Yeah.
and also we have agreed as a people or as the MCAs to
Yeah.
to extend some 60 days. For him to be apologized, he's going ahead to celebrate. So that's how the governor is operating. To me, I just want to blame him that the governor, that's why I told you it is very important because even if he could be in school, he could be having classmates. At a
Yeah.
point, classmates could have texting him, oh, you should behave this way, or they could be hiring some of his classmates who are smart. Like me, for example, right now, if we are right now in Betabenton media, and when someone happened to be a area MP, you can say, okay, let me call Barack. I want to carry out this issue. Maybe I want to Barack understand these things to do with politics. I want to okay, let me call Benson. Benson understand one or two. Oh, let me call Makobura. But who is he going to call? Because you have never been in a society, you don't know even how to live with people. You have never been whereby you are together, you understand each other's strength, each other's weaknesses. So, like you can okay, in our class, there was so and so. He was good in this area. Let me hire him on economics. But you are someone who never had any classmate, who never had any friend, who never had any association with the people. Then you want to operate a county government whereby we are cosmopolitan. There are different people, whereby we are from the same region or community. Most of us are diverse. And even we have international citizens here. You understand, Nairobi got international citizens. We have people from Europe, from Asia. We have people all over the world. And you want to put this person as the county governor, and then and is busy celebrating, and he's saying power is sweet. So power is sweet because it was salvaged by the ODM party. I don't think that's the right person to be governor. And for me, I never voted for him. And also, we have alternatives. Let us ensure that we next time, when we vote as a people of the Republic of Kenya, these simple things like qualification for a candidate, let us just reconsider them. Doesn't it? Let me tell you one example. Then I'll get back to you.
Okay.
There are some people who are currently the two allies to Mr. President.
Yeah.
There are rumors that they were never seen. No one saw them in the Four Corner Lecture Hall. And if they were not seen now, if you meet them in the empowerment program, they will tell you things like, nyinyi mshawaona chopa ikikuja kwenu, chopa imekuja mko kwa serikali. So how does chopa help mwananchi? How does chopa solve our economical problem? Mshawaona ndege ya wanajeshi ikikuja hapa, then he will tell you, okay, mnaona huyu mama ukilala na yeye unavuka tu keshoe. So how does that one solve our issues? It is because this guy never had a moment with the people in a room, a classroom, in dormitory, in hostels, cafeteria, interacting with the people in sports. So you get to understand people different. So at the end of the day, you understand that okay, it is not about women, it's not about chopper, people move beyond choppers, people beyond women. But if you have those people, they are also part of the society. You can't say that they are not part of us. You should assign them the role that befits them. But if issues like governance, policies, you need to put someone, an expert, who understand what is doing.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. You can also organize on your background. We can get some background now coming from your side, especially. I don't know, maybe the people from your background are watching the 7 p.m. Habari. And you know, something that it is something that now it begs the question on how what Kenyans should interrogate, and especially the way Barack said earlier, even the people who negotiated for your impeachment to be postponed. I don't think that even in a normal, you don't respect them, because if you can go ahead and celebrate, the only thing that I hope and I believe that he could have done, he could have embarked on the work and make sure that within those 60 days, even if even if it doesn't accomplish, or but he does something that people can point, okay, now we are seeing the change of mind. But on the first day, immediately after you are negotiating impeachment, what you do, you go and celebrate, and the people that even you're celebrating with, you're probably celebrating with your constituents, but I believe that as somebody who could have been, who have gone to school and know the gravity or the grave that what was going to happen to him, and you could have done better. Even the people who took sacrifice, like the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, to negotiate for your impeachment not to take place, look at what is happening with him, Barack, on the social media, the kind of names that is being given, especially Babafua, Mosho Moja, and the kind of insult just to see you maintain. But like, what do you do in return? You go and celebrate. To me, that one was not very good, especially coming from a governor. And you should also borrow a leaf, especially from countries that are being run by the governorship, on how governors carry themselves. They carry themselves as excellency. That excellency is just not a name. It comes with its worth. So I think, like, by him celebrating after negotiating of his impeachment, that was not very good of him as a leader. And some of these things you need not even to go to school for. My intelligence could have informed me, okay, I'm not doing well, because like if 80 MCA can come out and say that they need to impeach you, not you, asking your leadership, not only your leadership together with your deputy, that one could have rung a bell on your mind and say that I need to do better. Okay, that's that. But now let's talk about Mukhisa Kituyi, and just a brief of Mukhisa Kituyi. Mukhisa Kituyi is a Kenyan politician, economist, and a diplomat who has held various prominent positions. Here are some of the facts about him. Yeah, I think majority of you know him. Early life, he educated in Bungoma County, studied political science in the international relation in Makerere University, and the Nairobi University. Then he later earned PhD in social anthropology from University of Bergen in Norway. So he's somebody who is learned. Career highlight: Minister of Industry. He was UNCTAD Secretary on General, the appointment of Secretary General of United Nations Conference of the Trade Development. That one in 2013 to until 2021. Right now, he's been appointed to be the spokesperson and the head of Secretariat to the United Opposition. That is headed by Rigathi Gachagua, Eugene Wamalwa, Matiang'i, and Martha Karua. So he will be the spokesperson of that personal life. He was married to, and into 2022, I think 2022, when we are going for election, he wanted to run for presidency. Later withdraw from the race and supported the Azimio coalition, and threw his weight to the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And now, as we speak, he has been appointed to be the head of Secretariat and the spokesperson of United Opposition. And when you look at politics, the Secretariat is the engine that runs the campaign and the engine that decides, especially to run the politics. If you have a very weak Secretariat that is not working, sometimes you will find it very difficult. And quite few, like I've had few people complaining about the Secretariat of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, putting in a counter accusation because maybe they are not working from the same crypt. People are running different ideology and with different ideas, and that might have costed, but those are politics. But Mr. Barack, what do you think about the appointment of Mukhisa Kituyi as the spokesperson of the United opposition and the head of Secretariat. Is it a good pick or it is a bad pick?
Well, I think the appointment of Mukhisa Kituyi is as the head of Secretariat. Is it the spokesperson of the
Is the
United
head of
Opposition?
Secretariat and the spokesperson. So I think he's been doing two roles.
I think it is a strategic move because,
Yeah.
as you have mentioned, Mukhisa Kituyi, Daktari Mukhisa Kituyi has a very rich background,
Mhm.
and I believe he will be very resourceful in the team. And if you look at his style of leadership, the position he has held,
Yeah.
remember he's among those people who are among the young Turks and who came in as a result of multi-party democracy under Ford
Yeah.
Kenya.
Mhm.
He was part of that second liberation.
Mhm.
He has really been he was instrumental under the NAC government
Mhm.
that brought a lot of transformation in the country's economy.
Yeah.
And also, he's a diplomat
Mhm.
who has worked for the United Nations agency, UNCTAD.
Mhm.
However, the team that is going to work with, when you are the head of Secretariat,
Yeah.
it depends with the how can I call it, whether the head of the owners of that movement or
Mm.
that formation are
Mhm.
going to allow you to work independently, or they are going to micromanage the Secretariat.
Yeah.
Because that is why Raila has always been blamed by the Secretariat. Remember, even the chief agent, Ole Kanchoris,
Yeah.
he always blamed Raila Odinga for his loss because he gives you a job, but he other forces comes in and they micromanage that job for you. So
Mm.
you don't really employ your skills and
Mhm.
your expertise as
Yeah.
you manage that Secretariat.
Mhm.
And there are some people who are very difficult to work with in this Kenyan politics. And one of them are these politicians who believe that they are very big. eh?
Yeah.
They are very difficult to work with them because you come in as an expert,
Mhm.
but they don't want to listen to the expert opinions because they believe that they know more than the experts. Remember, even Ruto has been accused of advising his advisors on how to advise him.
Mhm.
So these big politicians, it's not easy to work with them. So I don't know if Gachagua will be humble enough
Mm.
to allow this guy, the Mukhisa Kitui,
Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi.
yeah, to employ his expertise and his experience, because I believe he has a lot of experience in Kenyan politics
Yeah.
than even Gachagua and Eugene. Apart
Mhm.
from Kalonzo Musyoka is the one that is senior there, and Kalonzo and Matakarua. But
Yeah.
Gachagua and Eugene do not have the caliber of the expertise that Mukhisa Kitui has. So I
Mm.
think he's the right man for the job. And if they allow him to do the job independently,
Yeah.
he might bring in some levels of expertise in the United Opposition. Because as you see, the United Opposition right now is like a Tower of Babel. Everybody's just uh, speaking his own language, pulling the string on their side, and
Mm.
even this coming election by elections is going to be an acid test to them. Remember in Bere and also in Malava, where DCP and DAP in Malava is insisting of fielding their own candidates,
Yeah.
and all in Bere, where DP and DCP also are insisting of fielding their own candidates. So it's going to be an acid test if they are going to be able to agree on a joint candidate, so that they increase their chances of winning those seats. But if every party goes it alone, I can assure
Mhm.
you they will not manage. And I think Mukisa Kitui is very instrumental in this, because number one, is a diplomat, and number
Yeah.
two, he understands coalition politics. He
Yeah.
was he, he was there in 2002 when NAC was being formed, and also he was there under PNU. You remember he supported Kibaki
Yeah.
in 2007. So he understands coalition politics. And even in Azimio, he was there, but I think in Azimio, he was not really given a fair chance to prove himself, his worth. So if they give him that room, I think they are going to be organized and at least have an image that is sellable to many people.
Okay, thank you. Talking about Azimio, and in the initial stages of Azimio formation, there was this rumors that he was going to be the person heading the Secretariat, but along the way, that one went under the carpet. We did not get to hear it again. But like you've talked about experience now, maybe before I invite Makobura, talking about international networks, because like this is somebody who has been working in the UN, so he might be having friends and connected to the people internationally, even to the foreigners. How will this one actually bring benefit to this outfit of or United Opposition, especially if they can tap into his network without bringing in those competing interests? How will this one actually bring benefit to the outfit? Hello,
Is
Mr.
that for
Bara.
me?
Yeah, but
Oh,
for you, maybe what international networks that he has, because like he has been working over there, he has friends outside. How will
yeah,
this one bring benefit to the United Opposition?
it is very important because he's giving them that image
Mm-hmm.
that they really require. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his network, working for an UN agency like UNCTAD, he was very instrumental. He was the SG there.
Yeah.
And I think he really, even there's a day when Uhuru was the president, he brought a delegation here. And later on, when he was being interviewed, he said that he had made some connections for Kenyans to go to China. I can't remember, is it China or Japan or South Korea? And the same delegation he took to Rwanda, and when time for Kenyan delegation to go to China, they were asking him for kickback for them to allow Kenyans to go. And President Kagame himself, he facilitated 60 young people to go to learn. They were to go to and learn some agricultural skills, I think, in this one of the Asian countries. So he
Yeah.
was just trying to say to demonstrate to us, to Kenyans, why we are not making progress, because we are not taking advantage of his networks. We are not tapping into his network to ensure that our young people benefit from it. So I believe that having served as an SG at the UNCTAD, he has an international network that is able to give the United Opposition and the international face, and also even the resources that they will require for campaigns. Because sometimes the international networks do normally give you make you tap into resources that are available out there to help to fundraise your team, and even also for capacity building. Yeah, so that they also understand how to run an effective campaign. So I think, and also that can also be, he can also combine that network with Matiang'i, because Matiang'i also just came from World Bank headquarters, from World Bank in New York. So I think it is a strategic appointment that if they allow him to employ his expertise and his experience, and I think that the United Opposition are going to be to benefit a lot from his services as the head
Okay.
of security. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Barak, and I fully agree with you, because like this is somebody who has been working and he has like a lot of network, and you talk of something that also I listed as one of the benefits that he might bring to the outfit, because this is the resource mobilization, and I will discuss that one too, and how it played a role to the President William Ruto election in 2022. Miguda, talk about something to do with communication, because like Barak mentioned part of it, that if you look at United Opposition, each and every coalition, each and every partner, political party, all of them are making different decisions. Matiang'i is running, Gachagua is calling, saying what he wants to say, Natembea there, Eugene Wamalwa, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, And now we are having Mukhisa Kituyi, doctor himself, to be like the person who is in charge of communication. How is this one going to build the relationship, or even to make that the information that they are giving to their fan base is really authentic? And how is this one going to work for them, especially going forward towards 2027 general election?
To me, I can say it is the best thing the United Opposition have done, because Mukhisa Kituyi was appointed sometimes to play a certain role in Azimio.
Yeah.
Before, he wanted to become the president, but he was blackmailed. You know the story.
So I know
he was
the video.
Yeah, you know the videos. Yeah. So after he was blackmailed, so he decided to join Azimio, and now he worked there. I just want to point one thing. I understand very well the role of the communication in a team.
Yeah.
That is the tool that can elevate you to become the president. And actually, that is why today William Ruto is the president, because of the communication team. And the way even Senator Oroba was admitting that Raymond Omolo did a very good work. That is undoubted. So the way Raymond Omolo was allowed to do that work independently without interference in Nyanza, and they made it to work effectively for the UDA in Nyanza, and that's why William Ruto's votes were actually counted in Nyanza to the large extent and Okurias. And remember, Raila lacked agents in Central, but Ruto got agents in Nyanza, and they were reporting to Raymond Omolo. So you find if you find someone like Raymond Omolo can do for you that work effectively, the communication team, and people like Oroba also had a very good experience. You understand? She came from abroad, even though other things like personal things, let us leave them aside, or the things in question. But whatever she did by that time was an excellent job. And I also went back to do a little bit research about her. I found that other than lifestyle or personality, she's a hardworking person. When she's given a job, she can do very well. And I also remember the person called Wamai, the deputy for Wadakweb at that time. She also did a very good work when it came to creating awareness of Roots Party. She did it better than Wadakoya, so that the people who are gifted to do those roles, or the people can do for you job. Now the problem is here. We have Mukhisa Kituyi in the opposition. There was a time when we were having NASA. The Secretariat were unable to decide the flag bearer, and it forced Rail and the team to say, okay, we are going to sit down, 5 of us, we'll give you an answer. So if at all the Mukhisa Kituyi is intended to serve effectively as the spokesperson of the Secretariat, I think it can do a good job. Maybe he was unable to assist Raila because of the things Barakas pointed out, that we can have a team, then we have signed different people their roles. Then you as a party leader, all the Sangueñas around you, they want you to do what they want. They don't want to take instructions from the Secretariat. There are people who take instructions from the Secretariat. So if people like Rigathi Gachagua can be tamed, people like Alonso can be tamed, and they be informed that take instruction from the Secretariats. And now they are being, you must be managed. Gachagua, from now henceforth, speak like a nationalist. Leave this issue of Murima. Alonso, from now henceforth, come out. Go to the ground. Stop hiding in press conferences. Stop hiding in hotels. Matiang'i, from now henceforth, come clear and clear this issue of River Yala. Tell the public. So you take instruction from the secretariats. By the time you are taking instruction from secretariats, you're gonna make. But you find out that you can be put down, advised. Then when you go to rally, you start sisi watu wa Mrema. When you go to rally, you start mimi si Raila, mimi ni Kalonzo. So I think it is always good for you people, or for anybody, if you have signed anybody a role to do for you, give that person space and allow him or her to work effectively. This issue of interference, it is whereby they are getting it wrong. And even look at the SG of ODM.
Yeah.
Raila is saying that Sifuna kona haki yake. Let him be independent. We don't want him to take instruction from Raila that If you go to Citizen, speak this thing. If you go to Rally, speak. No, just allow people to do their business independently. And also, because you don't know, Gachagua doesn't know. Kalonzo does. That's why they have appointed Mukhisa Kituyi. So if the person who has got the experience and expert, allow him to work independently. So if they can do so, I think they can have a greater moves going ahead, and also they can have a greater debate. And even it is the secretariats who should decide for them a formidable formation to beat William Ruto. Not them. Not someone okay, it is me. I must be the flag. But no, allow the secretariat to give the formation. And even if it's up to the secretariats to hire someone from the government to make you beat Ruto, allow them to give you and also allow them to facilitate how they can get that person. So I think if it's just like if you allow a technical bench to carry for you any task, and that's why I like what is happening in Harambee Stars. Just to finish, there have been issue of Austin Odhiambo, but you have also had people like McCarthy telling you that let us focus on what we have right now. Stop that question, Austin Odhiambo. But Austin Odhiambo has also not come out. So it is up to the technical team to tell you, even if we are losing at quarters, but it's very important to understand that Austin Odhiambo should not play. So I like that what's happening around. That's how it should be. You should not force people that I must be the flag bearer. No, allow the secretariat to carry out their task. Then you shift the blame to them. That I think if they can go that route, we can see the impact of Mukhisa Kituyi in that team.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda, for that. And yesterday we spoke at length about how the two bodies, especially the bench, especially, and the team from Austin have handled this situation, and they've contained it very, very, very nicely. They've shown high professionalism on how they handle things. Nobody's talking and nobody's giving, because, like, like we're in the media, medias will always want to get something, and when there's that kind of like conflicting information, that's what usually in the media makes to make the discussion very, 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 very good. And Barak also, Miguda has talked about the communication, especially, and also you mentioned it very partly, and I want you to combine that one with believability, acceptability, and trustability. And you find that so many people are, if you look at the percentage of people who are saying that the United Opposition has done by picking Mukhisa Kituyi, you find that it is very receptive on the people side. There's that believability that, okay, that this is a very good thing, and the public has really accepted it, majority of the publics, and also that trustability. And their own question, the question now comes that is being thrown at the principal that you mentioned again. How can principal now, from the reception that they've maybe seen online on what they've done, especially by picking Mukhisa Kituyi, and now the doubt is thrown on themselves, how can they work on it so that they can win also that trustability that the public has on Mukhisa Kituyi on them? Especially like whereby people question about the political art of Rigathi Gachagua. Kalonzo also has that trustability. Matiang'i also, there are so many things that people are asking about it. What can this principle do on the believability that the majority of the public has on Mukhisa Kituyi to work on themselves, so that it can also be beneficial to them and to their organization or to their outfit?
If you look at that lineup, everybody has an issue. Because if you look at Rigathi Gachagua, he has portrayed himself as the tribal chief, and spewing tribal hatred and so on and so forth. And if you look at Kalonzo Musyoka, the tag of watermelon, where he cannot be trusted by his colleagues, because you can discuss with him something today and tomorrow you find he's missing in action. And also Gachagua, his character of speaking too much, he can scare away his colleagues from sharing deep secrets with him, because there's that collective responsibility where if we agree on something with you, even if we disagree, you can only speak to a certain degree, but you cannot just say everything. You usually see even when a couple are divorcing,
Yeah.
the majority of the lady is measured by what she says at that moment, because there are those who when will say that even this man is not circumcised, and she has 6 children with the man. So people will be asking, for all these years you've not said, but now because we are going, so you are washing your dirty linen. So even so, this is an issue that is going to affect regarding in relationship, in political relationship going forward, because of how he has spoken against Ruto. He has gone overboard.
Yeah.
People differ, people divorce, but during that critical moment,
Yeah.
what you say speaks volume about your character. Now, if you look at Martha Karua, the cloud of 2007, 2008 post-election violence hangs on her head, and the role that she played to ensure that Kibaki rigs 2027 to 2007 election. People who are there, people who that cloud still hangs on her head, and she has never come out clear
Yeah.
to 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 to, to clean her name, because she was at the center. She was at the KICC. She was speaking so arrogantly, and even in the committee of experts, or in the committee of the panel of eminent that
Eminent, yeah.
was led by Kofi Annan, she was leading the PNU team, and she was speaking very arrogantly. And it's in a record that she was she was the one who was making it very difficult for the country to come up with the national accord. It
Yeah.
was on record. Uh, so those are the issues that affecting the united opposition. But now, if you look at someone like Eugene Wamalwa, apart from okay, he does not have a much about him, but he's seen as a joker, because he does not really have a strong constituency or anything significant on his name. So these are the challenges. If you look at Matiang'i, the issue of Rivayala, I don't know, people are mentioning Ruaraka land scandal, and even his arrogant style of leadership. His authoritarian style of leadership. That if he says it is left and you dare go right, you will see fire. So those are the things that makes the united opposition people to be very reluctant, especially people who are conservative, to be very reluctant to support them. But now the coming in of Mukhisa Kituyi is making these people to say, okay, we have now a gentleman here who we can really resonate with, someone who has a clean record, someone who is a diplomat, who has an international network, someone who has been here, he has been there since the fight for second liberation. He does not have a scandal on his name, apart from the video that went viral. But those are challenges that people face here and there sometimes in life. So it is not something that affected the public in one way or another. Because when you steal public money, you affect the public, because children don't get money for school, for education, health services get affected. But if it is just something, a personal challenge like that video, it does not affect the public in one way or another. So I think that is why you see people now accepting him. Now, for the principles of the united opposition, they just have to come out and speak about the challenges that they should not run away from those challenges. Because the more you run away from them, the more the challenges haunt you. Because we will not forget, because you did speak about them. We will only understand you when you come out clear and you say, okay, I was in a fix, and because of ABCD, I decided to encourage the rigging of 2027 election, 2007 election, and that is how Kenyans ended up dying and losing their life, losing their property. And I am sorry for the country. That one, we can say that you are a leader who is taking responsibility. Matiang'i should just come out and explain to the public what really happened about Rivayala, and whether he has a hand in it, or what happened with the Ruaraka land scandal, and his style. And he should tell the people that if he becomes the president, he will not be an authoritarian leader the way he was when he was the CS for education and the CS for information, education, and interior. The same with Kalonzo. Kalonzo is trying to be tough, but we know he's not tough. We know
Yeah.
him. We know he's a watermelon. He cannot be trusted. Now he must do more to win the public trust back, because
Mhm.
he has his activities, his actions in the past has really portrayed him as someone who cannot be trusted.
And actually, there's one issue that especially the public is battling with, especially when it comes to Kalonzo Musyoka, especially in the united oppositions, and there are those who fear that is one person that might join President William Ruto in the long run. So you find that even in majority of his interviews, that is the most, I think, like asked question with most of the interviewers, if he's in that, they say that people are you joining President William Ruto anytime soon? And that is what to deal with. Barack, maybe before we finish on that and invite Miguda, let's talk about the messaging. And also, I would want to remind our viewers, like, this is Brother Benson. If you're watching us for the very first time, you can subscribe to the channel so that when we have a discussion like this, the YouTube will notify you. You can also share with us your views on the comment section so that we would read them, about the appointment of Mukhisa Kituyi to be the spokesperson and the head of Secretariat to the United Opposition. And Barack, I was asking you about the messaging. You know, when you look at the administration of President William Ruto, one of the challenges that they've had is about messaging, and this one has been like the people who have been given the mandate to 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 pass the information to especially to the country, they give him different information, especially when something arises or there's an issue that has arisen. You will find that what Mwaura speaks is different from what Hussein speaks. It's different from what people in the government. So you find that, like, there is information, different information coming from one source, and that one puts the government in a way whereby now you cannot believe believability that we were talking about of Mukhisa Kituyi is not there. You know, how then should now they try that if they want to pass a message, especially to the people of Kenya or to their fan base or to the people that they want to join them, they have one source of communication, and it should be that one which is more professional, you know, professional communication. And this is what we are communicating, and this is what we stand for, rather than you speak today from Secretariat, then somebody also comes from you are the same team, make another communication that is sounding quite much different with what Secretariat has done. How can they do that? Barack, you're
You
okay.
know, you know, I think Ruto had a very good communication team before election.
Yes.
Remember, Mohammed Hussein is credited for leading that very strong communication team. But
Mhm.
once he got elected and got into office,
Mhm.
I don't know what happened, because the biggest problem he has been having, and even he acknowledged that during the revolution, that he was having a problem of communicating whatever the government is doing to the public.
Mhm.
And I thought maybe he could have worked on it, but he has not worked on it. And you know, this is the first government that is having the government spokesperson with two deputies, and also having
Mhm.
a state house spokesperson. And all these people, they are just speaking different languages. And I don't know when the last time Isaac Mwaura addressed the people of Kenya as the government spokesperson. I don't remember the last time he did that. And even the
Mhm.
work of his deputies, I don't know what their work is. So it is just, once you have a big number of people who should communicate, they end
Yeah.
up not communicating. But when you
Mhm.
have one person, the way Kibaki's first term had Alfred Mutua, no, second term had Alfred Mutua as the spokesperson. You remember he was doing a good job then. There was
Yeah.
a lot of mess in the government, but Alfred Mutua could package that on Thursday afternoon, and he could
Mhm.
spend 2 hours with the media, just trying to give the picture of how things are very rosy in the government. And remember,
Mhm.
that was the time we were having two governments in one.
In one.
So, this government spokesman with his deputies are a total letdown, and I think Ruto has really got it all wrong when it comes to communication.
Exactly.
Now, the united opposition might learn something from having an expert like Hussein Mohammed leading communication team. Because people think that bloggers are not experts of communication. They are propaganda machines. If you want something, a narrative to be pushed, to portray your opponent as someone who is evil, or to portray yourself as someone who is good, or even to change the narrative, you rely on bloggers. But when you want something to professional communication to be effective, you rely on communication experts. And that is how, Ruto had Hussein Mohammed leading communication team, and you also had bloggers like Itumbi, propaganda machines, where they will really spread propaganda about something, and they will really come up with hashtags that are trending, and people fell in love. You remember the hustler clerk and so and so forth.
Yeah.
And this hashtag was also trending. So if they employ such team where you have an expert leading communication,
Yeah.
and you have these bloggers leading propaganda machines, then I think they can really even try to sanitize these principles that we are seeing. So many things are happening. Even Ruto, when he was vying, there was a lot of negativity against him as being corrupt, land grabber, I don't know what, and even so many things were being asked. But because of his team of communication, people say that this is the only Messiah that can save us as Kenyans. But
Yes.
now, mpaka akapata kile alikuwa anataka, then things started going south.
So
Yeah.
they should they should find a way on which communicating, that communication is very vital, especially when it comes to politics, and especially when it comes to briefing. Let me take this opportunity to welcome Elijah Changa. What's happening here, Mr. Elijah? Just to bring you to brief is that we are just discussing about the appointment of Mukhisa Kituyi as the head of Secretariat of United Opposition, and also as a spokesperson. Remember, yesterday, after them having a meeting, they decided to appoint Mukhisa Kituyi to head the Secretariat. As you know also very well, that Secretariat is the engine, especially that runs the campaigns, especially for presidential candidates. That's where major decisions are being made. That's where all the polls are being done. That's where even the propaganda is being created, because that is the engine that runs. That's where you also discuss the weakness of your competitor. What are your weakness, or what are your strengths, and how are you going to improve? So that is what we are discussing, and we're just trying to weigh our thoughts that with appointment of Mukhisa Kituyi, knowing that is somebody that has worked in the international, especially at the UN, the networks that he has, what is he bringing on the United Opposition? We're also talking about the communication that has always been a problem, especially with the administration of President William Ruto. How are they going to utilize the experience, the diplomacy, and the expertise that Mukhisa Kituyi has, so that they have a better communication to connect with their voters or with their fan base, such that the message that is being sent is resonating with the people on the ground? So that is what we are discussing, and you're free also to share your view through comment section, and also if you would like to join in and give your thought, also you are highly welcome. Miguda, you also, maybe if there's something that you can mention about the communication, how can the leaders right now know that, because they have somebody who is an expert, somebody who has a vast experience, especially when it comes to politics. He's heading the Secretariat and is the spokesperson. Now, how are they going to manage the communication? How are they going also to manage themselves, so that if they have an issue that they want to address, it should come from the Secretariat? How should they also serve their interest? And how can they utilize the strength of Mukhisa Kituyi in the communication part? What else do you think they can do better, especially to make sure that they maintain that good communication and good rapport with their fan base?
In terms of communication,
Yeah,
I strongly believe that communication is a key to be taken when doing your politics. Because even when the Nazi were rising, the rise of the Nazi, it was vested in communication. And the popular one is known as, I think, Gomez, who was a propagandist of the Nazi people. So when the Nazi party, so when the Nazi arise, and they ruled for a quite long time because of the communication team. People do remember Hitler and the Ham, but the communication team were the people who stabilized that Nazi regime for quite long. And even if you go to, I want to give a recent example of our time, the president of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
Yep.
When Barack Obama was doing his campaign, when he initiated his presidential campaign, when he was in the Congress, he looked for certain people. I think one of them is called Gibbs, another two. There were three of them. These people were invisible, but they were in an inner boardroom. So a decision was being made somewhere. Now they were coming to the public after they made the decision. And these people assisted him to serve 2 consecutive terms, 8 years. And they were never appointed even to any secretary of the state or whatever. They were kept into State House and into White House, and they were kept in communication. And it really assisted them. And I think if you read one of the books written by him, The Promised Land, they are recognized and they are acknowledged. They are part and parcel of that writing. And just like I've told you that William Ruto had a very good communication team. I just cited the Western region because that's where I got the information. These people assisted him to get into presidency. And this is why I cited the Western regions, because in Western region, it was Raila's stronghold. But William Ruto managed to have agents, and Ruto's votes were counted, tallied, verified, and they were declared at the National Tallying Center. So if you look at Raila's communication team in Central Province, they failed him terribly. And that's why we say, okay, we were not having agents in Central Province because of what happened. And I believe that when you sign anybody role, I still insist on this one. When you sign anybody role, allow that person to perform that role effectively. Do not interfere with that person. You can be there for briefings. Maybe you can take briefings from those people, and the one you can rely on for assistance. I think what has messed Ruto, when he became the president, he now changed to NIS. Now he trusted NIS, and he has been taking instruction from NIS. He abandoned all the communication team which assisted him to become the president. No, because NIS is a government one. So he decided to use the one which is freely available for him, and is being paid by taxpayers' money. And also you add, when they say it is NIS who advise him that the finance bill is okay, allow it to be passed. But NIS messed him, and he admitted that he was messed by the communication team. I think if you are in the position right now, and you have identified some experts who understand the communication, who understand the Secretariat very well, and you know they are very expensive. I understand people like Mukhisa Kituyi are very expensive. I don't know if they're being paid or they're doing it for their country, but if they're being paid because they should be paid, because that's what they are offering to the opposition. They're having a lot of money. People like Gachagua have come from USA with a lot of money, so they should hire people who are skillful. And so if they have people like Mukhisa Kituyi in their team, and they can just be disciplined and allow the communication team to brief them, and also to do things like opinion poll, there you have said, and also trying to get intels from the public. And they will even advise them that from the look of things, William Ruto is a bit ahead because already is moving and is the fronter. But you people, you are undecided. And also it is the communication team who are able to advise you that do not talk about Ruto must go, one term, Kasongo must go. And also do not focus on issues like affordable, because Ruto wants you to engage him. Now he's saying, what is your plan? Mimi nimesema SHA, wewe uko na nini? Nimesema affordable houses, wewe uko na nini? Nimesema infrastructure, wewe uko na nini? So he has managed you, ukaingia kwa discussion yake, amekucontain. So the moment amekucontain, and the game is the initiator, he will beat you, atakumalizia asubuhi vile anasema. So let us avoid
engaging him in his game, and also let us avoid these things whereby he will use them against us. Why can't we just initiate a new? We can initiate a new thing that resonate with the people, but particularly economic. And that's why let me also go back to United States of America. When Obama was becoming the president, because I've read that book very well, they said it was impossible for him to become the president because of the circumstances by that time. But because the Americans were yearning for change by that time, the economy was down. So they wanted someone who can transform the economy. But that person was only Obama, with the help of people like Ted Kennedy in the Senate and also other decisions which were taken. But it came as a hope to the American. And that's why he believed that by him being a fresh senator with the fresh ideas, and by that time he has already introduced 6 legislations into the Congress. So people saw him as a future of the American. So I think that's how this opposition should come with something very unique, significant, that resonates with the people. And all these ideas, you can get them from the communication team. But you'll find out that some of them, I don't know it is old age or what, when they wake up in the morning from their house, the way they have said, Tusi Ruto, is just going to Tusi Ruto without even consulting the communication team. I believe that sometimes you need to be briefed and also allow yourself the advice.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. And also something also when they're building their communication team, something that they should also not forget, they should also try to engage the young people, because like the young people has like a knowledge when it comes to technology. We saw how they mobilized during the finance bill 2020 for how they manage. So if they can tap into the resource of the young people, that one will be added advantage to them. And you know, Mukhisa Kituyi is more appealing, because like from what we are seeing from internet. So I think he can interact with them well, and also how to come up with a slogan that is more moving, because like you spoken about hope, that was what was there. Yes, we can. You know that it was the yes we can was something that was giving hope, because like you said, that even though we are very down, but we believe in our potential and we can come out of this. That was something that was very, very, very okay. Austin Orage, strategic unity signal. This is a strategic move to project cohesion and unity within a loose coalition, 6 political parties. Okay, thank you so much. Now, Barak, I want you to maybe to weigh your thoughts, especially we are talking about the external influence, because if you look at towards 2022, President William Ruto was ahead of his competitors, because he had so much international community that was supporting him, and that one gave him an edge over the Right Honorable Prime Minister. You saw how he worked with the American ambassador who was in the country then. And when you look at Mukhisa Kituyi, and we've talked about him being working at the international community, and he has with his position that he has had with the interaction, there's that element of foreigners, you know, he can bridge the gap, like his person will be communicating with this the foreigners and convince them that the team we have, we are ironing out the issues and we are a good team. What is this one going to especially to influence, especially in terms of widening their globe internationally and even globally, with Mukhisa Kituyi being that person who will be bridging the gap? How is that one going to help the united opposition?
Well, that is very tricky, because I think, unless they unveil their candidate, and that candidate is maybe the perception is that he might maybe have confidence from the international community, because for as things are right now, I think they will go to Chatham House and
Yeah.
and have go to the tour of America so that they can sell themselves as now as the candidate, because right now they don't have a candidate.
But do you think like they don't have a candidate, but like when he's having those negotiations amongst themselves, maybe the international community who are friends to them can suggest, okay, we feel so and so would be the preferred through his.
They yeah, they might have. Not normally in this country, we international community have a lot of influence when it comes to the presidency.
True.
And because that's why you see they are called out there to be interviewed. They are not saying, okay, they are not called interviews, but that is what it really is. Because if you go to Britain, that is our colonial master, our oppressor. They interview you. You go to the US because of the interest that these two uh, uh, global powers have in this country.
Yeah.
And that is why you see they're usually very keen to have a say on who becomes the president. And for now, within that united opposition, I don't see anyone for sure, unless Matiang. If Matiang can first of all sell himself as a national leader, then if he goes out there, he can be given a benefit of doubt. But if you look at these other tired faces like Alonso, I don't think they can really uh, give that impression to the international community that they can be presidents of Kenya, because they also have their own intels, yeah? And
Yes.
they also want to use someone who is believed that can win, not just anybody,
Yeah.
because there are some candidates that it is not they cannot give that national outlook that it is possible for them to win. And
Yeah.
so that's why it was very easy for Ruto to win with their support, because Ruto had portrayed himself as a national leader, and they were going with the Raila head on in terms of opinion polls. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it was very easy to propel him ahead of Raila Odinga.
Yeah.
And so I think Mukhisa is going to have when it comes to convincing international community, I think he's going to have a lot of work to do,
Yeah.
because that team right now as it is, I
True.
don't think there is anyone who can really pose a threat to Ruto. And that's why you see, I think Ruto is going to the US for the UNGA. I think it should be
Yeah.
in the mid this month or
Yeah.
next week. I think next week, yeah. So
Yeah.
he should, and that I had Malala making noise that he should not go there, because I don't know what, he does not understand how international relations work. Yeah,
Yes.
because in at UNGA, they know Kenya as and they don't know individual. They only deal with the state,
The
and
state.
the
Yeah.
person who is representing the state is the president, because we have the president as the head of state and government. So he will go there and he will address the General Assembly. And Ruto, internationally, he's accepted, even up to now, with all the challenges that we're having as a country. Ruto still has a lot of acceptance internationally. And even you see that thing that the Senate of the US is doing has really not affected his international approval, because if you look at how Kenya is relating with other countries, it shows you that Ruto has a lot of international approval as opposed to these other candidates. Raila was supported before, like the 207, he was supported with British, and British really believed that it was time for Raila to become the president. And so when time went by and he kept on losing, so I think that international approval went down, because they saw him as someone who does not really have the potential of winning the election in Kenya. And that's why it was very easy for even for the British to embrace Ruto in 2017 and 22, because even in 2013, Britain was supporting Raila Odinga, and the British High Commissioner in Nairobi was very categorical that if you elect the dynamic duo, that was the digital team, Ruto and Uhuruto, we are going to have challenges, because these are people who are they have been indicted in the court of law, in the international court. So, but Kenyans went ahead and elected them. So that they really had a lot of struggle. And you remember even when Uhuru visited Britain for the first time, the Prime Minister of Britain did not take a photo with him, the official photo that they usually take, because they were saying they are still suspects in the International Court of Law, in Court of Justice. So until when Uhuru was acquitted, that is when now they were very much free to interact with him. And even you remember when Uhuru went to, the first time Uhuru to meet with Obama face to face was at the memorial service of the late Nelson Mandela in South Africa. And for the first time they shook hand and people were very excited that because of that issue of ICC. So I think Ruto still has an upper hand when it comes to international approval as at now. But the position, they can really groom one of them for that person to have international approval. Now, as I finish, let me just mention that's something that my brother Miguda spoke about, about the agents of Raila Odinga in Central letting down. Let me just tell you that it was not just agents of Central Kenya. I was a presiding officer here in Nairobi, and Raila did not have agents here in Nairobi. So you can imagine if in Nairobi there were no agents, what about? So I think Raila was just messed up by the people that he trusted so much. And I think in politics you don't overtrust, because when you overtrust, then you shoot yourself at the feet. It's like Raila did not have agent. I remember in 2022 we had a volunteers who are called Azimio volunteers. I think it was a group of about 6,000 people in Nairobi alone that were volunteering themselves to be agent for free. Without. And I remember they were even denied access to speak to the to Raila himself. And they were, and you know, there's a guy who had mobilized these people that we want to protect Baba's votes, and for it was for free, but it is said that Junet walicheza kama hao na pesa ya agents ikaenda hivi na hivi na mambo ikaenda kwa water under the bridge. But the truth is, it's not only that Central Kenya agents. Raila did not have agents even in Nairobi. So I'm not sure about other, but I'm sure in Nairobi where I was, as presiding officer, there was no agent for Raila Odinga. So,
okay. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you so much. And you know, even the other day when I was listening to Gloria Orioba when he was in one of the TV shows or in one of the podcasts, she talked about even the Azimio had to use their copies in the court case. You know, and when I listened to that, I said that how then were you planning to even to win that case if you do not have crucial evidence? You have to still to rely on your opponent to present the evidence using their own. So why then are you going? Because like you don't have anything to contest those votes, you're still using them. So I think one of the things that usually happens, especially if the Secretariat is not well managed, I think you cannot win. And you know what you've mentioned is not very new, but that's is one of the biggest challenges that people have always mentioned, especially when it comes to the Secretariat of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and how people who are close to him have not done well, especially when it comes to having proper people in place to make sure that everything goes as the way it should be. And this is what my brother is saying here. He says that this is hosting. I think Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi has been appointed because of his credibility, international standing that brings a wealth of experience in governance and diplomacy. Yes, we fully agree with you on that. And maybe Barak, no, I think Miguda has not talked about the international community with the face of Mukhisa Kituyi being on the united oppositions. Miguda, what is your take on that? And then Barak can handle for us now when we come to the country now about now what is happening.
I just want to be brief because Barak is about to leave.
Yeah.
And then let me just talk to I just want to give in 1 minute. When it comes to the international community, from my understanding, international community, there are some principal organs that are very vital. Like you have heard Barak talk about the issue of ONGA, whereby United Nations General Assembly. There are things like United Nations Security Council, the Secretariat, the trusteeship, and also the International Court of Justice.
Yeah.
So not ICC, but ICJ. So if you are, that's why even they were allowed to run in 2013 17, because we had no issue as a state. The way it's about state, not individual.
Yeah.
Because when you have an issue as a state, we go to when we had an issue of maritime with the Somali, we were the International Court of Justice, but not ICC. So ICC, those principal organs of the international community, they are the ones which are playing significant role when it comes to issues to the state. So I think when you want to make it look like Mukhisa Kituyi gonna assist us internationally, it's just an individual.
Yeah.
So as individual, and the president is coming with that representation of the state. That is the representative of the state. So I think it's a bit ahead of the opposition. That's why it's high time for them to realize that they should roll their sleeves and they should work, pull their socks. They should just work tirelessly without resting, because the game is a bit. I think someone started the game 45 minutes ahead of them, and the game is 90. So they should wanafaa wajikaze sana, cause mambo itaribika hapa mbele.
Okay, asante sana ndugu yangu. Kwa sababu unajua ni siasa, kila jambo ambalo unafanya kwa siasa, ule mpinzani wako lazima anakuangalia kwa jicho la tatu. Kwa kuweka Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi kama msemaji wa upinzani, hiyo pia imewapatia wale wapinzani wake broad based government, wataangalia waone udhaifu wake ni nini na ni pali ambapo ni wapi ambao tunaweza wachenga. So hiyo ni siasa venye lipo. Lakini tukikuja sasa kwa siasa la nyumbani, wacha tuanze kuangalia labda Mukhisa Kituyi na yale yote ambayo yeye amefanya kujulikana katika ulimwengu na kazi ambayo amefanya. Nao tukuje tu kwa siasa tu la nyumbani, kwa sababu hii pia inaashiria kwamba upinzani hapo wakina Gachagua ni kwamba hawa watu kweli wameanza safari yao, wameshaanza kuweka nyumba yao, safari inaanza, mwendo inaanza. Inamaanisha wale mapinzani wao pia lazima sasa waanze kuangalia kwa jicho la tatu, kuangalia huyu jamaa ambao wamemleta hapa.
Lazima unajua, siasa is about perception also.
Yeah.
And na pia ni kujipanga. Mimi ninaona wangekuwa na wasiwasi kama wangechagua Mukhisa Kituyi kama mgombea wao, kwa sababu ya vile ile tajriba yake ya kisiasa, ya kidiplomasia, na ile connection ama network ambayo ako nayo kule nje. Lakini kwa sababu tu anaongoza ile Secretariat, nadhani sidhani kama ni jambo la kupatia upande wa serikali wasiwasi mkubwa sana. Kwa sababu unajua serikali iko na a huge capacity.
Yeah.
Ukikuwa threat kwao, wanaenda tu wanafungua faili yako, wanaangalia huyu jamaa alifanya hii na hii kwa sababu gani na gani. Alafu mtu akianza kusema EACC should look into your activities, and before you know it, they are at your door. I don't know if you remember this young man who was doing a lot of good work for the Kenyans. Alikuwa anaitwa Morara Keboso. He gave a lot of young people a lot of hope that someone was coming up who might be a threat to the government. Alipata simu kutoka kwa KRA wakimwambia wanamdai bilioni ngapi. Kijana kashtuka, kisha akasema mambo ya siasa nimechana nayo kabisa. Mpaka saa hizi even some people already forgotten about him.
Pressure ilipanda.
Kuna watu kama Miguda wako wanaweza kulala kama hujamtumia 100 ya kesho ya mafuta. Na anaokota 100 kwa watu milioni 3, hiyo ni pesa ngapi?
Na unapata miongoni ya watu wale ambao walikuwa wanatuma kama Miguna, hao wenyewe hawana kazi, lakini
lakini wanasema Murara inject. So the government has a lot of capacity, by the way, to stream you if you are not strong enough to. They can stream you to size, Wanakupima na rula na wanakukatia suti ambayo itakutosha kabisa. Mpaka unasema kama ni hivyo acha tuikae. So sometimes that's why you see some good people, they stay away from politics even from confronting the government, because they know that the government can even tarnish your name and make you irrelevant even to the international community themselves. So I don't think it's a big threat to the government as it is right now, because even the opposition itself it looks like it's in shambles, yeah, because we have people who talk too much without evaluating their speech, without even sometimes I think even people like Mukhisa are even embarrassed to associate themselves with. For example, imagine listening to Malala speaking, and this is a deputy party leader. It means he's a deputy principal in the United Opposition. You know, I really sympathize with these senior people like Kalonzo in that team. People of character like Matiang'i, people like Mukhisa Kituyi himself. You know, those are people who have really protected their. They have something that you can talk about, because even even Kalonzo has been in government for many years na hajawahi kuwa na corruption case ambayo imekuwa apart from the land ambayo amejenga kule Yata NYS. Hakuna na hiyo shamba alipewa tu na Moi, si alinyang'anya NYS. Alipewa Moi used to dish out land. Alikuwa anasema tu nyinyi songeni huko, wewe mheshimiwa jenga hapa. So when he left office, there was a lot of people who had land with a lot of questions. So Kalonzo unfortunately was one of them, but he has never been associated with any land grabbing, in any corruption. So he has really protected his name as far as corruption is concerned. Because people who have been in politics for many years wako na mashida mingi sana. Even the president.
Na sasa labda ni kuje kwa Miguda, kwa sababu wao ndio tuseme kwamba ni wako katika ile kizazi ambao tunaita kizazi cha Gen Z, ambao watu inazungumziwa sana kwamba watu ndio wataleta mabadiliko katika uongozi, na hii italingana na jinsi hao wenyewe watapiga kura. Labda Miguda, wewe kwa maoni yako, umeona kama saizi upinzani wamemchagua huyu kama huyu Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi kama mtu ambaye atakuwa anazungumzia na mtu ambaye atakuwa anaendesha pale siasa zao. We kama tuseme kama kizazi kipya, ni jambo gani labda wewe unaona kama yeye venye amewekwa pale anaweza leta ama anaweza kuja naye ambao italeta chachu kwa wale mavijana ili awateke wakuje upande wake?
Kwanza mimi nilikuwa na shida wakati niliona Mukhisa Kituyi akipatiwa hiyo kazi, kwa sababu mimi nimezaliwa tu hapa juzi, niseme hivyo. Lakini kabla nizaliwe Mukhisa Kituyi alikuwa anacheza siasa na Jaramogi. Jaramogi amekufa 1994. Na mimi wakati bado sikuwa nimezaliwa. Lakini nilikuwa naongea na watu wa barabara fulani, wakaniambia Mukhisa Kituyi amecheza siasa na Jaramogi. Sasa amecheza siasa na Jaramogi, analetwa tena leo hii katika upinzani wa kisasa ambao wanasema wao ndio wanataka kuongoza majenzi. Mimi kwa maoni yangu nasema sioni jambo geni anakuja nayo, kwa sababu amekuwa hapo awali,
anakuja na tajriba, taaluma, ni mtu ambaye amesafiri.
Lakini ile uwezo ya kuwa convince majenzi wakunge mkono hawezi fanya, kwa sababu napata jenzi pia wao wamegawanywa, kila msee ako katika chama tofauti. Kuna wale wajenzi ambao wanaamini Raila Odinga na kuna wale jenzi ambao wanaamini Rais William Ruto na vile vile pia kuna wale wajenzi wanaamini Kalonzo na kuna wale wajenzi pia wanaona kwamba Raila aliwasaliti, sasa wakabaki na Gachagua. Sasa wewe sema ya kwamba wewe uko na ile uwezo ama tajriba ya kuwaongelesha majenzi wote katika nchini ili wakuunge mkono. Hapo nasema bado hujapata mtu kama huo. Ndiposa nasema siasa zetu bado hazijafika hapo. Na pia vijana wetu wa jenzi pia wako na changamoto hapa na pale. Napata kwamba wao pia ni miongoni ya wale wako part and parcel of the problem. Wao pia wameathiriwa katika hizi shida zetu. Sasa sidhani kama Mukhisa Kituyi akawa convince ili waende ile upande wa upinzani.
Okay, sawa sawa, ni sawa, hiyo ni maoni na sasa ukiangalia when you look at when he was appointed and you look at today, the Jubilee will be having their delegation meeting that is coming soon, in the course of next month, this month I mean, and we've seen he's been appointed, but there this flout of Matiang'i being is confronted to run in the Jubilee ticket. Do you see that the appointment or the announcement of Jubilee having their meetings coming in, they are going to might be confirm Matiang'i as their candidate bearer, so that now when he comes to the Secretariat, now he speaks from a point of a party, represent the party views, not an individual, because as we speak right now, he doesn't have any political party.
From my opinion, I don't believe that is going to happen immediately, because I just it's too early. They can expose the candidate.
Yeah.
Maybe they can just go there to maybe discuss on the way forward and how they are going to negotiate with the opposition, or whether they are going to work with William Ruto. You know, currently, Uhuru Kenyatta is part of the Jubilee, and maybe going forward, they can try to give instruction. People like Jeremiah Kioni, they can give instruction to work with the Ruto or opposition. So I think they're just going to have a resolution as a party, whether they're going to work with the opposition or government going forward. But not a matter of unveiling their candidate. Right now, I think it's a bit early.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, and we are very grateful for everyone who is watching us. You can also share your views with us on the appointment of Mukhisa Kituyi as a doctor. I mean, let me give him that respect. He's a Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi. Who will be spearheading the Secretariat, especially for the United Opposition, and being the spokesperson. And if you go to the internet, actually people are applauding his appointment, but the bats are being raised, especially on the principle. So, Miguda, there's something also that people are talking about, especially about Faith Odhiambo, the president for LSK. Remember, President came up with victim compensation panel, and she was appointed as one of the people who are going to be so much involved in it. And some people were saying that she should have not accepted that panel, but she also said that she's going to do the work that she's going to do. She's going to do it for Kenyans, and if she feels that our efforts are frustrated, she will resign. Do you agree with her, or do you believe that the step she took, especially to accept that role, is a good one, or she was not supposed to?
I agree with her 100%, and we're supposed to take that role, because she has been out speaking about police brutality. She has been out speaking about abduction, extrajudicial killing, ET Hall. So I think it was proper for her to speak it, because if you have that capacity to resolve those issues, and we have given an opportunity to get in and do it, go inside there and actually take that battle. I'm not a matter of just speaking. Like you are telling me today, if I receive a letter from Mr. President appointing me as the PS, I should decline. No, I cannot decline. I'll go and become the PS. Then whatever idea I have outside there, I go and implement it inside the government. That's how it should be. Because even after all, what are we doing in opposition? All of us want to form government. So if the government is bad, why are we forming opposition to take from Ruto? Because we're taking from Ruto so that we can actually implement whatever we have good. So I have a different view with what people are telling her, that she ought to have dropped. No, that's the best thing. That's the best thing she has done. And even if me, I could have been a call today, I could do the same, because you can't be on mainstream media, social media, castigating government, criticizing, and you're giving opportunity. Now you come here and now implement whatever you've been saying. They say, no, I don't want it. No, it doesn't work that way. So I support her fully and let her continue. And in case even me, like I've told you, that if I receive a PS position, if I'm dissatisfied or I found out that I cannot have effectively, I have a duty to resign.
Okay, thank you. Why do you feel that sometimes that even if you don't agree with the government, and you, when you're outside there, you propose these good ideas and you say that, okay, President William Ruto is not doing it the right way, and sometimes you find the president, okay, say, okay, now I'm forming this committee, come and do it the right way, but you still find that now you're still saying that, okay, he should not go there. Why? Why do you think like it is usually like that?
That way you are playing to the gallery, and you should not play to the gallery for a quite long time. And also maybe you want to please the people who are telling, okay, Philip Diambo, the best president ever of LSK. Now,
Yeah.
because you're asking the rule, so the fact that is going to work in that whatever task force does not make her now not become the president, the best
Oh,
president LSK has ever had.
mm,
She still
mm,
remains the best president to me, and she has been the best president ever I've seen in the LSK. So whether let her go there, and all those are all integrities, all are human rights
mm,
activists, so that she
mm.
can actually fight for the rest of the people inside.
Okay. Meguda, thank you so much. And thank everyone who has been with us. It is almost 1 hour, all headed to 2 hours. It is not quite much very easy to have you on the show for almost 2 hours, dedicating your time to us. In that case, we say so much. Thank you for being with us here. We were supposed here to be with we always have like 4 of our panelists. That is Joseph Makobura. Miguda was here. Barack left. He had some errands to attend, and we thank him so much. And Joseph also was supposed to be here, and he did not. But I know tomorrow he might be here. If he's not here tomorrow, we usually also have Meet the Press in the morning. That is always Saturday morning, whereby we do the recap of what happened during the week with different panelists, Joseph being one of them, and we'll be bringing in Mzalendo to be part of the panelists. So also to bring his perspective, and I will be hosting. So if you have a chance on Saturday morning, don't forget to join us as we host and do the recap of what happened during the week, because I know sometimes due to hali ya kutafuta unapata kwamba huwezi kuwa na nafasi ya kupata habari kwa wiki. So on Saturday it is a weekend, so in the morning we will be doing roundup or recap of the week, so that to just discuss what happened in brief, to give you where we are going. Again, also, there's a project that we were going to do, but we are still working on it. Miguda, I think you're part of the team, because we're supposed to be going to a school, but from the look of things, government have given directives of especially not having gathering in some of the school, or in the school, not all of the schools during third term. So as abiding citizen, we have to abide by the law. So we are still finding ways in which we can do that project, because we have all the materials on how we will deliver them without interfering with the directives of the government. So we will let you know, and we will always make sure that those who contributed towards that project, we will also show you what your contribution and the life that has been changed with your contribution. So we will make sure that we keep you updated on how that project will be done and how we are going to deliver those materials. Miguda, we have by-election coming in. I saw the IEBC gave a time frame for campaigning. And I saw some polls that was released, and I'm seeing, especially in Mbere, the popularity of DCP party was much higher than the one for UDA, but UDA still stand out to be the most popular party right now as we speak. I saw that. And something that also I saw was about the candidates who are going to run. You find that the party might be very popular, but the candidate who is running down on the polls. And I think those are some of the things that the party secretariat should look at. Your party might not be, your party might be popular, but your candidate is not popular. How do you work in such like situation, Mr. Miguda?
If the party is popular and the candidate is not popular,
Yeah,
that one is very easy. Now you take advantage of the party. You bring all the machinery. You assemble all the machinery. The party leader, deputy party leader. So you bring them to the ground, and now you please the people that it is the party, not the person.
Yeah,
Give us
we
the
are voting,
party.
we are voting
Bigger
for the party.
party. Tunapiga party.
And that one has always been, despite the fact that sometimes we might criticize ODM, but there are times that when they say that it is all about the party, forget about the individual. 6 piece, hiyo ingine tutaongelea baadaye, and it has always worked for them. Yeah.
Yeah, it has always worked for them. So when a candidate is unpopular, the party is popular, so you work on party.
Yeah. Party.
The candidate will be elected. And
Yeah.
sometimes when the candidate is popular, the party is unpopular.
Yes.
Now you withdraw and allow the candidate to go.
Yes. And now what we are going to focus on, especially I have 2 places, especially during this by-election, that I'm monitoring keenly, and everybody's monitoring. We are monitoring Mbeere North, and we are monitoring Malava constituency. And the reason why we are monitoring Mbeere is this: we have DCP party, that is a new party that has of Rigathi Gachagua, and also it is from Central Kenya. And they're filling candidate where there was a DP party. I think Ruku was a DP member. He was not UDA, but he was in the coalition of Kenya Kwanza. And he was fronted by, he was an ally of Muturi. Yeah, Ruku, And now Ruku is the CS, right? And we have now, the place has fallen vacant. We have Rigathi Gachagua coming with this new party in Central Kenya and the UDA. So it is going to be a political battle, and that one also will give us the pointer on how the election of 2027 will be, especially as concerned the Mount Kenya, and we're looking at the East. If indeed Rigathi is going to lose at the East, that will be a plus for President William Ruto and Kithure Kindiki. That is something that we are watching. And now coming to Malaba too, because I know the ODM will front their candidate in Malaba. We also have DCP from Malala is also trying to prove a point that the reason why I'm the deputy leader of the DCP, that my candidate has to be here. We also have the influence of Natembeya, and Eugene is here. ODM is going to be here. And if you look at Malaba also, you look at the voting pattern of Western Kenya. We have almost 3 counties that usually are very strong, voting strongly for ODM. So will this one, the seat go to the ODM or UDA? And remember, when also the Malaba also, that you look at it very keenly, the candidate who passed on was an NC candidate, and Mudavadi was the one who campaigned for him. He was a Mudavadi candidate. And remember now, Mudavadi has folded his political party, and he might want to front his own personal person as a replacement, but he do not have a party as we speak. Remember, he folded his party. How is that one going to play out? Maybe Miguda, if you can talk about the role of Mudavadi in the Malava seat. Remember, he doesn't have a political party, but he want to bring in his person that is very loyal to him. How is it going to work? And also bring in the ODM aspect, and also also bring in the DCP Malala, because that is his hometown. He's from Kakamega. Now he has to prove a point to Rigathi Gachagua that I'm worth being your deputy.
In Malava is going to be hotly contested, but because they are divided, Mudavadi is having a candidate, the DCP, and I think the DAP also is having a candidate there.
Yeah.
ODM also is having a candidate, and also people like Fernandez Baraza want to prove a point that the people commanding this county will be given another ODM member. So I think it's going to be hotly contested, because there are going to be a lot of resources spent, including nationally and also at the county level. But I'm seeing a scenario whereby Mudavadi might not get the chance, because which political party is going to support this candidate? Because already his own political party, where was the party leader, is no longer there. So how are you going to sell your candidate?
But is riding on him being a Jubilee person, and this seat belonged to me, all that, and that one to assert his presence or his mighty in the Western Kenya, so that he has a say. you know, because the MP who died was a NSC member, you know, and now he said that, okay, president should give him a chance, and any candidate maybe he proposed should be supported by the president under the umbrella of UDA.
That's where we're going to have a problem, because the people of ODM are also going to argue that let us zone, and if they zone now, let us zone. If they zone now, so I think nobody ought to have been having his political party. It could be good for him to support someone from his own political party, not riding on someone's political party to support the candidate. But this we are going to try, because Malava and Cleo must do all the best to please the boss, and so to prove up that actually I've given a candidate. But the issue of Mbere, I think that Gachagua is going to fight to the very end to get that seat. I think the only tested constituency right now is the Malava one, because that, like we have ones are a bit, but the ones are also not easy, because you understand the issue happening in Kasipul Kabondo, whereby the people, Aroko is facing it off with the Ngondo Were son, whereas Manibiori is warming up with independent, waiting for waiting for any person, either Aroko or Ngondo Were. So either it's going to be very difficult. Maybe I can say Ugunja, but Ugunja is not easy, because the Odima having a person, but some Budo is having a DAP ticket. So I think they are going to be hotly contested, but very interesting one is the another one, because we are yet to find out maybe if ODM can add another person or have it.
Okay, before even we talk about the Kasipul Kabondo, which is quite much interesting, and I think like yesterday we were having a discussion, and we alluded to some thought, and we will also share it with our viewers. They can also share with us on what they think about these mini pods that are coming. You know, when you look at even Cleophas Malala, remember the day that they were burying Adanji, and Adanji comes from that area. What happened, the mic switch off, and later when he left, what he did was to play loud music while the funeral services were still going on, and people saw it as a disrespectful to the people of that community, even to the family. Can this one also give some negative energy to their candidate if it happened that they fail in a candidate?
That can work out, because you understand politics, anything is possible, and people can argue that, okay, because you came with your mic, respected you speak, but why did you disrupt us? That alone can make you to lose some voters. That you are a disrespectful leader. How can you play loud music where people are mourning? So I think that one will play a major role, and it will be one of the propaganda which will be used against the DCP, that these people who are interfering with the victims of the disease, and you want to give them opportunity. This is how they interfere with people. They haven't shown you disrespect in your constituency. So I think that's one of the propaganda people are going to use in that by-election. But it's very interesting one, because of the many political parties contesting, many big political parties in the country.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you're watching us for the very first time, this is Brother Benson Media. You can always subscribe and support us, so that when we are having discussion of politics too, you can play a part by just sharing your view on the comment section, so that you can also assist us with this. Naked Truth TV, watching from Kawangware, Nairobi. Ebu tuambie Kawangware iko aje. Asante sana Naked Truth. You can also be part of our family by just subscribing to our channel, and we will really appreciate. Miguda, let's stick to Kakamega. You know, the other day they had, I think it was election of officials of Kakamega. In ODM ticket, whereby Baraza was declared the chair of that county. Yet there was a protest that took place. There were two factions, and even as we speak today, I think there was one that is led by Nabulindo, or who, yeah, and they say that it was not done properly, and they're protesting that. Do you think all these wrangles that they are having with the party election that has just taken place recently can really affect them in Malava, whereby those who feel like their opinion were not heard can vote to protest? Hello, Miguda.
Maybe I've not heard you. I lost you somewhere.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me just come up. You know, there was this wrangle when they were electing the chairmanship of ODM, especially in Kakamega the other day, and there were fracas that took place, and there are two camps. Both of them are claiming victory. You know, so you don't know that which one is office going to accept as an official leaders from Kakamega. Now, with by-election coming, and we have all these two camps, you know, reading from the same script, can this one affect that the election of their candidate?
It could only affect the election of the candidate when it was coming to the primaries or nomination, because you understand the role of the delegates. If you have a popular delegate supporting you, you are likely going to be the leading figure. That's why most of the people were fighting that the delegates election, whereby the party officials in their respective constituencies in the counties ought to be the people who are well known to them, because they understand the benefits of having people who are well known. Because sometimes party can decide that we want to do these primaries, and these primaries must be done on the basis of party delegates. That's when you will know the importance of having delegates who are well known to you. But here we have a different case whereby already we have a candidate, and all of them are purported to be the party officials. They haven't said that all of them, so they just going to support their candidate irrespective of which side they are. But I think it is not going to split the party.
Okay, just to wind down on now the nomination. Yesterday we were speaking about, or we are talking about the where Good Life is Aroko, the Good Life. You know, Aroko is Good Life, is vibing. When you go to his social media platform or meet his photos, Aroko is living good life, and that AKA matches his name. And we also have the Mabior, the money bag. You know, he has money and he is campaigning as an independent candidate. And also we have the son of the of Were, of Ongondo Were, and you know, son of Ongondo Were is viewed as the interest of the party. Remember when his father was being buried, especially majority of leaders really advocated for him to be brought in parliament, whereby some members of parliament even say that the only thing that if you bring him to parliament, then I will marry him. Remember, there was this beautiful lady who came out and spoke during the burial. And you know, and the majority of people are looking at it also in this angle, that Ongondo Were was the friend to Governor Wanga, and Governor Wanga is the chair of ODM, so which means he has upper hand. And Aroko is confronting this. And also people have also said to Aroko, why do you have to go there to create chaos? You know very well that the favorite of the party is the son of Ongondo Were. Why should you do that? You should just either go independent or support the guy. So what are the scenarios that you are seeing happening, especially in the event of the party give ticket to Ongondo Were's son and Aroko is defeated? What do you see? What are the scenarios that you are seeing happening?
Okay, even me personally, I could advise Aroko Good Life not to contest with ODM, because it's obvious that they are going to give it to the son of the late Ongondo Were. Because even Raila said that Ongondo, the king is dead, long live the king. And also Wanga said that she's gonna try so hard to give that kid the certificate. So I believe that Aroko so insisted that he has been a member of the ODM party. Now he must square it out with the young man. But in the likely event that Aroko is not going to be given ticket, I think Mani Bior will have a field day, because Mani Bior has already established himself as someone who is on independent from the day one. And it's good also. I don't know how it's going to work out. Maybe if Aroko could support Mani Bior. But Mani Bior is coming with a different synergy compared to Aroko. You know, Aroko had already competed with Ongondo Were previously, and Aroko began to campaign as early as 2022 elections were done. So it's someone who has been on the field, people are known to him, but Mani Bior is coming as a new person, different ideologies. He's not even attacking anybody, not the party, not the opponents. He just considers the people of Kasipul. He's issuing things like umbrellas, football, the lessors, and also is even saying that he's not going to get the salary that will be for the people. Currently, he's working on a road. Imagine it's not an MP, but he's working on a road. So I think he's someone who is coming with a different ideology, and also the way it is not. He is not being called Manibior because of the sake of the names. He got money, and he said that when he went to Nairobi, he got a lot of money, and people named him Money. So he's Money. Aroko Good Life also. Our good friend Aroko Good Life is also having money. So then another thing which is advantageous to Money Bior, remember, is the son to the late care of Luo, Meshach Riagogalo. Care of Luo, Meshach Riagogalo. That's the last born to Meshach Riagogalo, the last born to the last wife, the third wife. And even in the compound of Riagogalo, he has constructed a new home for the care and the wife. And people are embracing him as the son of a king. You know what the significance of being a care in Luo Nation. And you remember, there's one thing playing here. If they can give Ongondo with the son ticket of ODM, then the Robert Riaga, it's called Robert Riaga, Manibior. Robert Riaga can come with independence. The people of Kasipul will have a sympathy to the two people, because they're the people who felt that Riaga was buried when they were having no good terms with Raila. Remember, even Raila never attended the funeral. So, and the issue of South Nyanza, Onyango, Karabala, Rachwonyo. So they can say, okay, let us also die with our son. Let us sympathize with the only one for the Care son. So let us give Care the last salute, as other people are saying. Also, let us give Ongondo last salute. So it's going to be a very competitive. Leave alone this issue of nomination of Aroko and Ongondo. Now let us come to the real election date, whereby not nomination, whereby they are going to square it out with Money Bior says Ongondo Were. Now you'll see people like Odoyo Wade will come out that we must protect the dignity of our people. The fact that is coming as a son of the late Care, and the late Care was having political difference with Raila before he demise, is going to play a very critical role in that by-election.
Okay, and I don't know whether when you look at Kasipul, actually Kasipul has a history of political violence. You saw the photos during the mourning period of the late Ongondo Were. There are so many, but generally, when you look at the Homa Bay politics, it has always been that politics with full of violence. And do you see the violence also being used in this upcoming mini polls? Are we going to witness that violence, or we might not?
This one is quite different from the ones we have seen before, because all of them are trying to preach peace. And remember, the lawmaker who died was shot dead, unlike other by-elections. So they cannot bring violence, because the result of violence has made one of them to go 6 feet down. Now, if you follow them keenly, people like Arok Good Life saying peace, 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 peace. And the good thing with the Kasipul by-election is that no one is interested about who is buying above the candidates. They are not attacking his policies. They are very much independent in terms of finance. They are very much independent in terms of thoughts. They are very much independent in terms of setting policies. And even right now, they have narrowed it down that each and every person should go back to his ward. So the people of your ward, they are coming from different wards. So if the people of your ward can support you, you're going to be elected. So it's a very interesting, quite interesting poll to witness. There's not going to be violence. We haven't experienced any violence so far.
Okay, we are trying our best, especially to make one of our senior reporter from Kisumu to reach the place so that we can get the truth on the ground. Migoda, let me say thank you so much for being with me in today's podcast for almost 2 hours. We also extend our thankful messages to Barack and our panelists who are not here today, that is Makobura and Joseph. I hope and believe that they are doing well. And on Saturday morning, as I said earlier, we will be having a recap of what happened during the week. That one will be me and Joseph and Mzalendo. So if you find time on that weekend in the morning, you can join our podcast. And also let me take this opportunity to thank Naked Truth TV official. We can also subscribe to your channel because I'm seeing is a TV, so that also we can see what you are doing or what you are doing to support you. Mr. Miguda, maybe your last remark to our viewers before we wind up this evening. Hello, Miguda. Okay, seemingly I've...
Hello.
Okay, your last remarks?
Okay, I just want to appreciate our viewers for coming to the show, and also
I lost you, my brother.
Barak and other people who are in the show before, and also appreciate the people who participate in the comment section. See you next time, likely tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Okay, thank you so much. And also let me take this opportunity to thank our new subscriber.
Okay, if you can hear me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm just saying that I appreciate our viewers to come to the show and also wish them all the best. And hopefully we'll meet here tomorrow, same time, same panelist.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. And also let me take this opportunity to thank our new subscribers who have joined us, and we really appreciate you so much for taking your time to be part of Brother Benson Media. And I'm seeing Makobura. Makobura, how are you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know whether you're closing.
Yes, we are closing, or maybe you have something that you want to engage Mr. Miguda on, because you are a host. I can excuse myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Maybe Miguda should engage me on some few questions that you've gone through. I give my take before we close.
Miguda, what do you think? Miguda, what do you think?
I think I cannot manage. I cannot manage to host. I cannot manage to host right now. I've had a very maybe 2 hours. I think I've had a very long time.
Brother
So
Benson,
I'm like
before you leave,
yeah,
maybe you can just generalize what you've talked about. I give my take maybe before you leave.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bakobura. We were just closing the show. We've talked about Mukhisa Kituyi, Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi, because he was appointed as to spearhead the Secretariat of the United Opposition. That includes His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, Matiang'i being one of them, Excellency Kalonzo, Martha Karua, and the United Oppositions. And we were looking at his experience and how he has worked in the international community. And we said that what benefit does he bring to the United Opposition? So those are what we are talking about. Another thing that we also talked about when Barak and Mikuda were still here, we saw how the impeachment of Sakaja was negotiated, and today we saw a viral video. Sakaja was celebrating, and we are asking that even after that he celebrated, and what were he celebrating? So is that one a plus to the people that he represents? What message does he send to the county members of assembly and even the people of Nairobi? So those are some of the things that we spoke about, and we were just winding up talking about the mini polls that are coming. That is Mbere. We've talked about Kasipul, and the only one that we did not talk about was about the Ugunja one, but Miguda mentioned a few words on Ugunja. So that's what we discussed when I bring the synopsis of everything.
Okay, thank you. I'll be brief so that I know Miguda wants to sleep.
Or say, as you're going to be brief, let me leave so you can give your thought as I leave. So
that's okay. That's okay. Yes, so first allow me to say hi to Brother Ben, of course, and to you, Migoda. I have heard that our good friend Barack was also here. Allow me to just delve into the topic and what is the topic of today. Why Gachagua and the United Opposition picked Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi to lead 2027 general election. Dr. Mukhisa Kituyi is someone that I've personally interacted with at a personal level. And I remember towards the general election, that is 2022, I was in his party, and I remember we'd go and meet him and have a chat with him. The party was called Party of Progressive. It was called Party of Progressive what? Forgetting. It was PGR or something like that. I was part of the youths who are actually remember he wanted to vie for presidency in the last general election. And I remember his office was along in Kileleshwa, along a place called Makueni Road. So he's a gentleman who has played his politics perfectly. He's a gentleman who is truthful, is someone who is academically fit. And again, he's someone who has enough, I can say, a vast experience in matters of international diplomacy, and not just that, in matters of organization. And that is why I remember at some point he has served as the Secretary General of what is it called? I'm forgetting the name, UNEP or something. So Mukisa Kitui is a politician who was at some point he also served as a minister, and so he's been in the limelight. He's been in the political limelight. He's been at the international. Yeah, he has participated and very well in matters of leadership and matters of organization, matters of governance. So I believe that the opposition going for him to spearhead or to lead the 2027 general election is a smart move. Remember, he's part of those people who assisted Raila Amolo Odinga in his quest for the presidential ticket that was in 2022. And remember, is someone who has a lot, is wealthy in terms of knowledge, and I believe that is going to assist the opposition, is going to come up with strategies that might then assist the opposition in securing the 2027 general election. That is my take on that. On Sakaja is, Honorable Sakaja, the governor of Nairobi, has gone through a lot and he's also been accused of a lot. Remember, during the demonstration, he was accused of having organized goons who terrorized people within the CBD or within the Nairobi County. It's, those are some things that he's been called out for. He's been criticized by quite a number of members of the leadership of Nairobi County, including the senator, the members of MPs, among others. And so the other day we saw the MCAs were coming up with a plan to impeach him. And then later on, of course, he was almost being impeached. And we saw a meeting that was called by Raila Amolo Odinga and the president. And that meeting somehow saved him. And of course, just like Ben said, he was celebrating. He's celebrating because he's succeeded. He has not gone through the impeachment. If you can remember very well, Nairobi is the only county that has never actually had a governor for more than one term. Even though some of them have been or have gone for one term, majority of them have had issues with the members of county assembly. If not members of county assembly, they have had issues with the top leadership or the top political class in the Republic of Kenya, because Nairobi is a county that has a lot of interest on matters of wealth and matters of its strategic position as well also influences a lot. So whoever becomes the governor of Nairobi, that is the capital city of the Republic of Kenya, has to be someone who unifies. He has to be someone who, listens to all, because with the many interests within Nairobi, it is not easy to just, run a whole county without consistent consultancy, whereby you get to hear the voice of the other people who are also having interest in the Republic of Kenya. That is the challenge. Of course, ameponea, so ye kama mwanadamu ana haki ya kukuja na he has all that what it takes to celebrate, because it is not easy. If you ask those who are the governors who have gone through the impeachment process is one of the most stressful. It is one of the most humiliating events that any governor or any politician would never want to go through. Remember what Rigathi Gachagua went through when he was serving as the deputy president. He was even taken to the hospital, a sign that it is not easy to bear the kind of stress that it comes with. Yeah, so above all, I think that is my take on the conversation that we've had tonight. And I want to take this opportunity to appreciate Miguda and everyone who joined us, to our viewers, Austin Orage, among others who joined. Allow me to just mention their name. Elijah Changa, Brenda Obedi, Laban Misiani, among others. I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you for finding time to join us. The Naked Truth TV official was also here. Thank you so much for finding time to join us this evening, and for also giving us your views at the comment section. We really appreciate. We don't take it for granted, and we hope that you will join us tomorrow. Miguda, did you give your last remarks? Miguda? Okay. I think Miguda is not there.
Okay.
Allow me to take this.
Marco Bura, you can just go. What is it?
Okay, thank you. Allow me to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye for today.